Welcome back, kiddies, to another episode of RatG TV with your hosts, Zeus and the Wellandwingnut. And they thought I was the crazy one.
Black magic. You got to know, got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want, so just tell me what you want to hear.
It's been a while, but we are back. Oh, geez, I should have went old school. It's been a while. No? He's a country singer now, I hear.
Yeah, and you know what? I was supposed to see them pre-pandemic. I think they were supposed to open for Disturbed. It was one of those shows that ended up getting moved and ended up being the same day as my rescheduled Rage show.
Right, so you go to Rage, obviously.
Obviously, go to Rage.
Yeah.
I got to see Stained this year, just a couple weeks ago. Didn't know how big a Trumper he was until the pandemic. And I gotta say, that aside, I was a little disappointed with the set.
Yeah. Did they do Stained music?
They did.
Or did they do some of his solo country music?
They didn't do any of that. They did some of his some of Aaron Lewis, and they did some Stained. But yeah, it was I don't know. It seemed kind of like they phoned it in.
I mean, you've seen a lot of good concerts so far this year. Before we get into that, welcome everybody. Oh, I've got the Warrior sign going up behind us. I love the show so much. It's so good. Have you caught up yet? Or are you still in the first season?
No, I'm in the season. I'm not finished yet.
Yeah. I absolutely love this season.
I think I watched about 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah. By far, this has been my favorite season of the show. I think it's been fucking great. But we are not here to talk about the Warrior. At least, well, we're here to talk about a little bit of everything. I'm your boy Zeus. I'm the host of this here show, RatG TV. And joining me as he does every week, the one and the only, the Wellandwingnut himself, Steve Lambert. Bro, listen, so somebody was listening to our podcast. I don't even know how they found our old podcast. And they're like, you introduced Steve as the other guy, and I forgot that we did Ryan and the other guy. Ryan and that guy. Yeah, that's what we're making RatG TV. I had totally forgot about that. The things that we've gone through in 13 years on this? Yeah. No, it's got to be longer than 13 years.
Yeah, bro, it's a little, yeah. Been with Amber going on 18 years now, so 16 years, I'd say.
Damn.
At least.
Was old, and I did it for a year or two before you came on. So yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. We're missing a few people here, but in case you do tune in, we want to send a special shout out to our boy Lukey, not just from the Wellandwingnut and myself, but also from our show mascot Clanny. That's right, Clanny the Clan Shark. I always like to make a little bit of an appearance here on the show. We got lots to talk about this week, though. Lots to catch up on. We've been gone for a couple weeks. Lots of things happening in the news, but we do have a quick show this week, folks. So if you want to, you can, as usual, leave some comments in the comment section and, let us know what you're thinking. But this week we are talking about who are the best NFL players to become actors or the best roles that they've had.
Before I bring everybody back down again later on in the show when we talk about celebrity deaths, I do want to say that all our fans are in and around Morocco. Just let you know our thoughts are with you. So,
absolutely. Way to bring us down again. Well, I'm going to bring us right back up, buddy. We are going to get right into it and talk about our favorite football players turned actors, NFLers. I don't know if I made the distinction and said NFLer to you when I mentioned it before, but okay, all yours are NFL anyway. So,
I was gonna play our commercial, but it says it's unavailable on my Spotify now.
Oh, from our OG.
Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Man.
I do still have the PDF somewhere.
Well, you send it to me. We'll put it in the show. Excuse me. We'll throw it in the show. Why don't you get us started, though, this week, buddy? our top 5 list, and I was surprised we only had one crossover, and I took him off the list. But I'll mention him
But
after.
did we? Because I may have a trick one in there.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
I was going to tell you because I thought you might pick this guy if it's the same guy, but we'll see. Starting in at my number 5.
Laces out, Dad. Laces out.
Yeah, I mean, he was great in those Isotoner commercials. I don't know what happened to his acting skills in this one, but no, he was fun in this and got some good laughs.
Oh yeah, he was a great actor when it came to being on the field and asking for those roughing the passer play calls from the refs.
I mean, he was basically robotic by like his 6th season.
Oh yeah, well he was never a big mobile.
No, he was always he was always
very stationary pocket passer, as you call it. All right, I'll give you that one. That was a good role for Danny.
Maybe this one, I don't know, and I think you're probably shocked to maybe see him on my list, but I love these movies, and I give props where props is due. You know, he's not an actor, but this was a great scene, and if you saw Ted 2, you know what I'm talking about. Ted was trying to have a kid there, and they were trying to get a donation from the
goat.
The goat. Some call him the goat.
You just did on accident. It's too late. It's on video. It's recorded. Yeah, Tom Brady. Tom's got some really funny stuff he's done in acting.
The stuff he does with Gronk is usually pretty good.
Yeah, so I dig it, and that's another good pick. And another accolade to give the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and I mean, this one potentially could be the one maybe you picked as well, because I know you love this movie
so badly. This was it. I took this one off my list, dude.
Yeah, the Boz, man. 3 seasons with the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, his career cut short there, but we got some great movies out of him. Stone Cold with Lance Henriksen being one of them.
So great. I wanted a Komodo dragon just because of that movie. He had what he called a Komodo dragon, which I later in life learned it was actually a water monitor.
Was it a water monitor or a Gila monster?
I think it was a water monitor is what they said, like a big water monitor. But man, did I ever want that. Yeah, that was a great movie, and Lance Henriksen was great in that as well. I was surprised that his career didn't really take off after that and flourish.
Yeah, we saw him in a few things after that. He was in Longest Yard, of course. I mean, who wasn't? But
yeah, everybody was in that, and he had stopped acting for a long time, or at least stopped being cast for a while at that point.
Was he not in any of the Expendable movies?
I don't think so.
No way. Wow.
No, I don't think so. He may have been, as maybe he's one of the guys that dies, but it's been a while since I watched those. There's a new one coming out. I forgot to put that in my stories though.
Oh, nice.
But Expendables 4 is on its way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to binge all those one of these days.
Oh, you've never seen any of them?
I've never seen them. No.
Oh, I mean, you've watched 80s action movies, right?
Yeah.
You've seen them all. Except for Jean-Claude Van Damme's a bad guy in one.
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the Van Damme news?
I don't, and I was just thinking that right now, and I'm gonna put it up right now. But go ahead with your next pick.
Yeah, my number 2, kids. No greater message will ever be spoken by a greater player, and I mean he is one of the greats to ever play defensive end. He ended the career of Joe Theismann, of course, and I'm talking about LT. Don't smoke crack, kids.
Don't smoke crack, kids. Yeah, I mean, I just.
Yeah, he was in Any Given Sunday. Wasn't really acting in that either. Do you remember? When he fought Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11?
Oh, that's one of the greatest moments in wrestling history. Honestly, is that match, and Bam Bam Bigelow was the sole reason why that was any good. Yeah, that was a great one. Remember, he busted open Bam Bam with that forearm or whatever, and I don't know if that was fake or what, but
he's a guy I always like. His episode of Dark Side was tough to watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's you know what, to be honest, a lot of them are tough to watch. Let's be fair. All right, go ahead, man.
And my number one, am I going left? Am I going right?
Oh
No, I'm not going with 1969 Pittsburgh Steelers practice squad player Ed O'Neill. I'm, of course, picking Bubba Smith, Moses Hightower from the Police Academy movies. Played from 67 to 76 for the Baltimore Colts, the Oakland Raiders, and the Houston Oilers, and he had one Super Bowl win. So,
the man, Bubba. Yeah, he'll always just be Hightower to me, though. Like his career was done by the time we were watching football, and man, he was the man. I'm just happy to say when I went to college back in the 90s, I went to Humber College for theater. And our campus is where they filmed the original Police Academy movie. They filmed it all in Etobicoke. Now, speaking of throwbacks, we'll start with mine. My list has a bunch of throwback actors and players, but mine starts off. You know, I'm going to say a name, and I don't know if you're going to recognize it, but every time, I don't know why, my entire life, when people would ask me what my name is, I don't know why, but force of habit, you know, every once in a while you give a fake name just for shits and giggles. Mine has always been George Papadopoulos. Do you know the name?
I do.
Good old Alex Karras, who played for the Detroit Lions, also known as George on Webster. I mean, this show, everybody, when we were growing up, people loved Different Strokes. I was a Webster guy. Like, that's the one that I identified with more than, you know, Gary Coleman and his brother on Different Strokes. Both were great, and Alex Karras wasn't just great for, of course, Webster. Fucking Mongo. He was Mongo in Blazing Saddles. When he knocks out the horse is one of the funniest moments in all of fucking movie history.
Yeah, you were also adopted by a white family. Unfortunately, we weren't rich.
Yes. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I had a family too. It's just, they just sent me away to Steve's house. Well, I don't know. You're right. We both were at both.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. So, all right. Coming up next, you know, this one goes back to our days at Shirkston back in the 80s. One of my favorite shows, adult shows, when I was a kid to watch, was watching the good old Fred Dryer led. That's right, Fred Dryer led Hunter series. Hunter was surprisingly a great show.
It was a good show.
Like, I really, really dug. Like, I wasn't big into, you know, Miami Vice and all those other, you know, cop dramas and stuff at the time, but something about Hunter just kind of hit me right. It had Knight Rider vibes without the Knight Rider car, at least for me. And, you know, Fred Dryer, did you know that Fred Dryer was also up to originally play Sam Malone on Cheers?
Oh.
Yeah. And then he ended up having a cameo on it later on.
That's right. He was the reporter.
Yep, the former colleague of Sam's.
Yeah, that's right.
And Sam Malone originally in Cheers was supposed to be a former NFL player, not a former Major League Baseball player, but they changed it when Ted Dancing got the role. Next up on my list, famous Oakland Raider, famous Fox NFL analyst, and famous buzz cut, maybe the most famous buzz cut of all buzz cuts. That's right. We're not talking about the Boz. We're talking about Howie freaking Long. Broken Arrow, man. Like, there is the firefighter movie, and yeah, whatever. But
wasn't he on some series too?
I think he was. I just put him here. This wasn't the best acting we've seen, but I put him here just because that movie was so terribly good. Like, it is so bad, but it's so good, that movie. I love it. I love that John Travolta finishes going 12 rounds in a boxing ring and comes out, puffs a cigarette. You know why you lost? It's because you got cocky, or you didn't want it enough. Yeah. Anyways, great movie. Having some flashbacks. And number 4 on my list. Oh my God, I forgot where he plays offhand. Maybe you could tell me, Steve, or I think I got it right here. But we see him as Apollo Crews. We see him on
Creed.
The Mandalorian. What'd you say?
Creed?
Carl Weathers? Apollo Creed?
Yeah, you said Cruise.
Oh, no. Whoops. I did that wrong. But yeah, this is what I meant. Anyways, you know why I said Cruise. I've got Carl Weathers up here. We got him for Predator. We got him for Rocky. We've got him for The Mandalorian. Maybe he should have been my number 1, honestly. But my number 1 did go to that man, Terry Crews, playing side by side with Junior Seau, protecting the middle of the infield, the middle of the field there, and just a freaking monster, honestly.
2 seasons with the Oakland Raiders, and then 2 seasons with the BC Lions.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a beast. They like this picture doesn't do him any justice. I couldn't find a proper size one.
Well, he was jacked in the Rocky movies.
Yeah, and
Jacked.
And he had that body basically when he was playing back then in football too. So just like Terry Crews, you know, Crews is jacked, but I think he's more jacked out of football than he was in football. And that's my list. Those are our top 5s, folks. I hope you enjoyed them. And you know what? As Steve takes a sip there, I know, you know, some of these days you guys like the kids are back to school, you know, you like to celebrate, have a few drinks. You're like, oh my God, but how can I have a couple of drinks or go out and do anything? Because I got no money. Because I just spent all this money on these freaking kids going back to school, and then I'm paying all this money for cable and for internet. What do I do? Well, hey, listen, I know what you do. Folks, do yourself a favor. Look where Steve's pointing, right up there, right beside where it says RatG Radio. You are going to go online. Go to docnet.ca. Talk to Tony, one of the people there, and see if they can hook you up in your area in Canada and get yourself some great internet for really great prices. Don't play those big companies, the big prices, and get the same service you're going to get here at DocNet for much cheaper. Do yourself a favor. Go to docnet.ca and have DocNet connect the world to your home. See how we're docking there? As in DocNet, but not.
It's not weird.
It's weird. It's weird. It got weird. So that's it. Go to docnet.ca. So this is going to be a quick show, as we said. So because of that, Steve's got his 5-second movie review this week, and Steve had the big task of watching Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I am so sorry, Steve.
So right before this, I watched this one. I watched Crystal Skull for the first time.
Oh, I am even more sorry. Why did you like it?
We'll find out.
Oh, Crystal Skull. I'm talking.
Oh, Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
It was a big Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, it was a big dog, eh? So before we get to Steve's 5-second movie review, I am going to get our TikToker of the week out of the way, just because we got a quick show going this week. But I absolutely love this one. We're going to the world of stand-up comedy for this one. And what would happen if aliens landed and they were black people?
If aliens came to this planet and they were black, and they got here and they were like, yo, we so happy we found this planet because we left all these black people here, came to get them, bring them back home to their home planet. Planet black. But you pronounce it black. All the black people over here be like, yeah, we want to go back home to the planet black. go to Africa and talk to the Africans, and the Africans are like, we are going to come as well. No more black people on the planet. Fat white girls be crying. Oh my God! Oh no! Get off of me! Deontay! Today in sports, the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics 15-13 in an overtime no-hitter. And in tragic sporting news, there will be no NFL.
And that's our TikToker of the week. I mean, you'd still have sports for a while.
Well, I mean,
You got bocce ball. You got bocce ball, hockey.
we got a lot of people from Central and South America and the beautiful land of Asia that come play baseball. And
True.
we got hockey, so.
Yeah. So hockey's cool. And, I mean, baseball.
I mean, it'd be still, we could still play football. It'd just be like the CFL or like the Ivy League.
What happens to the CFL after?
They merge with the Ivy League.
The CFL, the Ivy League, and the XFL all combine.
Right.
It just doesn't look good.
And they can call it the US. Fuck this, I'm not watching it.
Yeah. I love Planet Black. Hit it up. All right. With that being said, and that being out of the way, that brings us to time for our buddy Steve there, and time for his 5-second movie review by Steve. Yeah. All right. So if this is your first time watching the show, we're really sorry, but thank you for sticking around. Every week, though, one segment that people absolutely love here is Steve's 5-second movie review. And in this 5-second movie review, we use the best technology in the world to put 5 seconds up on the board. And in that 5 seconds, Steve gives us his unfiltered review of said movie. And what movie again is that this week, Steve?
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, starring Harrison Ford.
All right, kid.
Who I hope still likes me after this.
All right, kid. You ready to do this? Was that a decent Harrison Ford? Yeah. Not bad. All right. I feel like I was doing Mark Hamill doing.
Yeah, you didn't fucking tell me that.
Yeah, right. That was my impersonation of Mark Hamill impersonating Harrison Ford. With that being said, sir, I am going to put 5 seconds on the board if you are ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 5 seconds are on the board. You may begin now.
I gave this movie a score so low, civilizations won't find it in our ruins for thousands of years.
Ooh, I like the Star Wars little nod there, Solo. Wow. Hey, yeah. It got some hate.
Yeah, Crystal Skull wasn't that bad. No, you know what? It had its moments, but I mean, let's be real. The movie was like 2 hours and 34 minutes or something like that.
Why? What is this thing with? See, I think that's a Disney thing, where because they started doing their movies longer and longer, and then when Endgame came out, and that was almost 3 hours long, and people loved it, didn't get out of their seats for any of it. Like when you watch the theater stuff, and sure, you hit it out of the park with that one, but every movie after that doesn't have to be 3 fucking hours long or almost 3 hours long. Wow. That's a long movie.
Sometimes you want an hour and 29 minutes. That's
it. Give me an hour and a half. Nothing wrong with that. Well, how were the acting performances in it?
You know what? I'm actually going to go back and watch this movie again with my stopwatch because I want to see how much of this movie Harrison Ford was actually in.
And how much he just did an ADR. Like
Right.
voiceover later.
Yeah, because it was a lot.
Well, yeah, a lot of CG, and I heard the CG was not good.
Yeah, there was some very spotty scenes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said, it had its moments. Spoilers, if you don't know, it was about the Dial of Destiny. It was a thing made by Archimedes that they had broken in half and split apart, and thought to be able to travel through fissures in time.
Oh, became a time travel movie.
Yeah.
Wicked. That's so original.
Yeah, I looked to the sky for a fissure afterwards to see if I could go back to before I watched the movie, but
Yeah.
I had no such luck.
It was like I didn't even pay for it. It's on Disney Plus.
With that being said, we love you, Harrison. Come on the show.
Yeah, sure.
I know what his reply is going to be. Fuck off,
kid. Fuck off, kid. I got my own weed. It
Right.
really would be. I've got my own weed. That may be my favorite thing about Harrison Ford. Like that he was the weed dealer to the stars before he became Han Solo. And The Graduate, right? It was The Graduate and then Han Solo.
He was a carpenter.
Yeah. Wicked. Well, you know what that means. And we're making great time here. But it's time to time to get to some news, sir. And yeah,
Officially, I mean not officially because it's not official. We didn't really have any deaths this week, but we haven't done a show in a couple weeks, and I'd be remiss if we didn't mention we lost definitely some legends this week. First, we'll talk about Steve Harwell. I mean,
yeah,
I wasn't a Smash Mouth fan. No, I'm not talking shit about the guy. Fucking, anytime you lose someone at 56 years old, it's tragic. Alcoholism is a disease. If you're struggling, if you need help, there are numbers you can call. There is help you can try and get.
Please do.
Yeah, it's far too young for anybody.
And was that was just this week, like this past week, right?
It was the weekend that just passed. Yeah.
That's a sad one.
I mean, legend. You want to talk about legends? This guy, made a fucking career off one song. Let's be real here. I'm a self-proclaimed parrot head. I like me some Jimmy Buffett. It's some good, relaxing chill. But the Coral Reefer Band, Jimmy Buffett, 76 years old.
I mean, a good life, man. You had a very good life. And it's funny. I work at the Hilton in the Falls, and right across the street from us. I shouldn't say funny. Like I don't mean funny. I'm more like funny, just But we work right across from Jimmy Buffett's. Like that's right across from our hotel, Margaritaville.
Oh, did I not load the other picture? We seem to be missing one.
Yeah, I didn't delete it.
I'm gonna see if we got it real quick. But while I'm looking real quick, oh yeah, here we go.
What was his other song though?
He had a few. Not that I could name them. Gun to my head, I probably couldn't name them, but. I know everybody's used this joke already, but fuck you. I thought of it fucking before I saw it or heard it anywhere. This guy came as close to $1 as he could get without going over. And of course, I'm talking about Parker, the guy who took care of us all while we were homesick or faking sick, right before we watched the Flintstones and Batman.
That's it, man.
Price is Right from 72 to 07. And before that, he hosted Truth or Consequences from 1956 to 75. He was a huge animal rights activist, of course, asking everyone to spay and neuter at the end of every episode. 14 Emmy wins for Outstanding Game Show Host.
Yeah, of course, because Bob Barker was the king of game shows.
Yeah.
Bob Barker. Bob Barker, Alex Trebek, Pat Sajak, Chuck Woolery, because he did Dating Game and Hollywood Squares, right?
Yeah.
Who else would we put up? Merv Griffin from the Merv Griffin. Didn't he have some?
Yeah, well, he was the, I don't know, he was the production company. I don't know what he hosted.
Yeah.
I'm sure he hosted something probably back in
Who
the
was
day.
the host of the original host of? Oh my God, the one where they dress up. Let's Make a Deal.
Oh,
Monty Hall.
Monty Hall, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it would be Drew Carey now. Would he get up there, or would it be Steve Harvey?
I was going to say Steve Harvey. Has he put his time in enough yet that?
I think so. Steve Harvey is a big one that would be up there. Wow, I think we're gonna have to do a game show host one day. Do our rankings there. Maybe we'll just do rankings, and it doesn't matter if they're the same or not. All right. Damn, dude. Well, that's it for the deaths there. And thankfully, we say. But it may be the death knell coming for Rotten Tomatoes. There's a lot of people that aren't a fan of the website Rotten Tomatoes. I personally dig Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Because you get the critic scores and then you get the audience scores. So between the two, you can get a pretty good gauge of what the movie's going to be like. And I like that.
I like it too.
But Rotten Tomatoes has even said that a PR company reportedly paid movie critics from Rotten Tomato directly to manipulate multiple films' Rotten Tomato scores. Now, that says it weirdly, and I've heard on other news sources say that there was two people that were approached and given $50 each to write an honest review of movies. But it was just to make them do the reviews. They said you can say you didn't like it, you can say you like it, but here's money just to review it. Now, I've seen other reviewers do this. This is where I think the problem lies, because this isn't the first time this has happened. But usually when that happens, reviewers will put, like the good reviewers, will put a disclaimer at the beginning of the review saying, I was paid to make an unfiltered review or an unbiased review of this property and blah, 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 here's my review. But they always started off saying I was paid for it, just so that there's, no matter what, if you think I didn't like it, or if you think I'm saying I liked it because I got paid or whatever, but at least I'm being honest with you up front. And that seems to be standard. And those ones never get put on Rotten Tomatoes. But these were two critics that were directly associated with Rotten Tomato, and they didn't use a disclaimer. So I think that was a big, big deal. I mean, it's not as big deal as, waiting 20 years for your favorite video game a sequel to come out, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, in Grand Theft Auto news this week.
Yeah, that was quick.
That's it.
That's it. Grand Theft Auto news this week. We've got a picture.
No, there's of course a couple weeks ago, I don't think we reported this on our last show. The kid that ended up hacking into Rockstar Games with Amazon Fire Stick, apparently he was sentenced. I don't have the sentence in front of me though. He did it while at a Hilton hotel, I believe.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Not like it was my fault.
Yeah. And we did get a little bit of stuff that did have some legs to stand on. Apparently, there will be over 500 individual player activities available within the new world. So
that's a lot. That's a lot to keep up with. That'll keep you guys set for the next 20 years. That'll keep you good till you die. I'm kidding. You got 25 at least.
I'll be one of those Make-A-Wish old guys. Can I play the new Grand Theft Auto before I die?
Yo, can I ask an honest question? Speaking of Make-A-Wish, is it just kids that get the Make-A-Wish?
Right?
No, I'm not trying to be selfish or say that they don't deserve it or don't deserve it.
No, we love Make-A-Wish. Without Make-A-Wish, our kids wouldn't have got to go to Disneyland when Taylor had cancer.
Oh, true. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, great cause. I'm just saying, like, if If I was
shout out to John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the
Make-A-Wish record holder.
yeah, exactly. Like multiple times won that record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. All right, moving on. I have no way to segue to this, but Max is killing some stuff. And they are axing deals all over the place. And most recently, Warner Brothers cut ties with Greg Berlanti, Mindy Kaling, and Bill Lawrence, cutting their overall deals, or at least having them suspended by Warner Brothers TV. I mean, I watched the Velma Project, and I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either, because a lot of the shit that the bro flicks were complaining about, they made them seem right in some episodes. But
my breaking news just coming in right now. I just got the coming across my phone here. My kid got a ride, so we don't have to rush anymore.
Oh, sweet. All right. Well, good to know. Glad she got a ride. So Warner Brothers Television has moved in to suspend the remaining overall deals with some of its top creators, according to Yahoo News. The list includes Greg Berlanti Productions. He's the mind behind the Arrowverse on CW, which made them billions of dollars and lasted, 20 years? Well, almost 20 years. Bill Lawrence, Doozers Productions, Mindy Kaling's Kaling International, sources said. And it said, I hear the calls were made last night. J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot also is in the process of being notified, sources said. And John Wells' Production Pact was suspended in June. And they hear that Chuck Lorre's Prods deal was suspended in the first wave in May. So these all started way back in May. But that's a lot of ties that they're cutting over there at Max with a lot of big names. Chuck Lorre, like that's 2.5 Men, The Big Bang Theory, and so many other like huge hits. So I don't know. I wonder if the reason why Hollywood, like the big production companies, aren't fighting to get a deal or even fighting to get to the table to work on a deal. I wonder if it's just because they're just like, you know what, we'll just do reality TV.
It's so much cheaper.
So much cheaper. You don't have to worry about actors, writer strike, anything like that. You just, and this is coming from like an actor, right? So I don't know.
That being said, we're sick of reality TV.
Okay. You know me, I don't like reality TV, right? Like I didn't like Survivor.
I watch Survivor loyally still. I think I missed maybe 2 seasons early on when I used to.
Yeah. Well, I got into a few reality shows lately over the last few years. I got into Forged in Fire. Love that show about, it's just a sword and knife making competition show. Then I got into this show. Absolutely love it. It's called Alone. Basically like Survivor, except for it's people by themselves. They film themselves and they just got to survive with like 10 items basically, and then the clothing they're allowed. Favorite fucking show. Just started watching a competition reality show that's along the lines of Big Brother and shit like that. And I literally blew through 6 seasons in like 5 days. But there's only 2 seasons out. Let me explain. It's a show called The Traitors, and I watched The Traitors Australia, the first season of it, blew right through it, then watched the fucking second. I'm midway through the second season now. I am watching on Blackster, and they say, hey, you could watch The Traitors US, and it's hosted by fucking the guy Alan Cumming that played Nightcrawler in the X-Men movies. So I fucking blew through that. Then it says, hey, if you like that, you'll like fucking The Traitors New Zealand, and I just finished watching that one. I've watched 4 different whole seasons of The Traitors. Well, 5 if you include, I've watched 2 seasons of the one. It is so good. It's basically a bunch of people go into a house, like say like 20 people go into this big mansion. They all got to live there together and do like the competitions thing to try to raise money for the group. But on the very first night, so you meet everybody during the day. At night, there's this big round table where you meet the host, blindfolds everybody, walks around the table and taps 3 people on the shoulder, and they're the traitors. And their whole thing is to murder people every night, and then not get found out by the other people and get voted out. And as long as by the end of the show there's still one traitor left, they keep all the money to themselves. But if the last 4 people they eliminate all the traitors, they keep the money. It's cutthroat. Like, yeah, I love it. Anyways, I just went on a big tangent about a show that's nobody will watch except for me. Whatever, man. I don't even have a good segue for the next story because I don't know what it is. I just see what the picture is.
Actually, we've been following this story all night. My kid doesn't have a ride now, so
okay. Let's fly then. What's this then? This is the face you're making when you're like, oh, I guess she doesn't have a ride.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we love them anyways. Real Sports with Brian Gumbel will be ending after 29 seasons and over 300 episodes as HBO's longest running series.
Longer than Real Time?
Yeah.
How many seasons?
29.
Oh, yeah, definitely longer.
Yeah.
So in 29 seasons, how many episodes?
Over 300.
I've definitely watched none. I love sports too. And I absolutely love sports. And I've never watched that show. I've known it's been on, but I don't know what it is about the Gumball brothers. Gumbel. But just, I don't know. Every time they're on, I'm just like, I'm okay. Click. You know who they remind me of? Remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yep.
Remember Hillary's soon-to-be husband, Trevor?
Yep.
That's the Gumbels.
Yep.
It's not a compliment. Come on the show, Brian.
There's an opening at HBO now.
Yeah, they'll hire me. Yo, it's been...
Can't be any worse than Stephen A. Smith. Wait, what?
I know. Every time they do a round of firing at ESPN, I'm like, you miss Stephen A. Smith. But he brings in, like, as much as he pisses me off. I mean, like, I like watching him and stuff, but sometimes I'm just like, yo, you're just saying shit just to say shit. He just brings in so much fucking money. Like, he brings in so much money, and I watch First Take every fucking day. And when he's not on the show, I don't watch. Like, that's what's fucked up. But I wish they still kept Max Kellerman. They just added Shannon Sharp to the mix now.
That's right.
That's loud.
Yeah.
And on Friday nights, they have Mad Dog. Skip Bayless. And yeah, he's loud too. It gets loud on that set. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that. The other big loud monsters we're talking about yeah, man, it's been the weekend of the kaijus. We just found out that Monster Legacy, we got the new trailer, Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. Trailer dropped today, showing off Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell, father and son, playing the same character at different eras. This is coming out on Paramount Plus when?
Yeah, November 17th, 10 episodes ending January 12th.
Now, did they say if this has anything to do with the other Godzilla property that's coming out that we'll be talking about in a second?
I didn't have a chance to dig in and see if there was going to be any connection, but let's be real. How many Godzillas are there? There's got to be within the universe, right?
Right? I mean,
right?
I don't know. But it's like, has it been around for over
except for the
years?
one?
Are they at like Winnie the Pooh territory where just anyone can make the story now?
Right. Godzilla -1 debuts at theaters November 1st.
Yes, this is the other one we're talking about there, Godzilla -1. Totally different movie. And this Godzilla, look at how ripped this Godzilla from -1 is. We shared this trailer on our page as well. But this Godzilla is scary and ripped. This one was kind of pudgy and, cute. I mean, it doesn't look cute in this shot here. But he was like almost like Barney. All right, I'm going to stop. Right there. That's just quite enough. All right. I did both my stories, so you can do the next one here with, I see some TIE fight or some X-Wings.
Yeah, thought to be lost original model from A New Hope. The X-Wing fighter was discovered in a collection belonging to model maker Greg Jean. He passed away recently, best known for his work on Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The bidding will start at $400,000.
Come on. Sure. Whatever. All right. Whatever. I'm glad y'all got money. 400,000. Probably this big. Oh yeah. Go ahead. You take the next one.
Trailer dropped, I believe, for this next one. Saw X, which comes to theaters September 29th. Before that, though, we're going to get a re-release of part 1 and part 2 because, of course, if you know, spoilers, Tobin Bell's character, John, whatever his name is,
Got dead.
Yeah, he dead. This movie actually takes place during the events of parts 1 and 2, so there's a connection there. Along with the re-release of the original 2, they're bringing back.
Chris Rock.
Black. They're bringing back the Saw blood drive, which since 2004 has gotten over 100,000 pints of blood from donors. So,
but because of given the audience, though, I'd be very apprehensive of where they got the blood from and how.
I'm pretty sure they tested. It might still be Trump's people, though. So,
I mean, could you?
I want to put some chlorine on that.
Some ivermectin or whatever they called it. Cofife. Speaking of shit that just makes no sense to me, the new Mortal Kombat MK1 has added Megan Fox, and she will be playing Natara. I love that IGN's like, Natara returns in Mortal Kombat 1 and is voiced by Megan Fox. My first question is, Megan Fox? And then my second question is, who the fuck is Natara? I don't know. Is she a vampire? Is she a Valkyrie? Is she an angel? Is she? I don't know. Are those not really wings? Am I just presuming too much? Who's to say? All I know is if I was being rude right there to Megan Fox, I want you to know that I apologize. And Steve, I want to apologize to you as well. Being a member of the staff here, I know as the host of the show, sometimes I can get to be a little much. And some hosts out there, you know, they can be a little much. And then, you know, we saw the stuff with Ellen, and I'm sure that's hard to deal with. And I'm sure me and Ellen aren't the only ones.
No, you're not alone. As many staffers had spoke out this week about the toxic work environment on the Jimmy Fallon show. He has since apologized to staffers. He had been accused of belittling, crazy outbursts. One staffer said they had actually considered taking their own life. They had been putting up with so much. One other staffer was reported as saying it was like if Jimmy was having a bad mood or a bad day, everyone's day was fucked up. One former employee said people won't joke around the office and they wouldn't stand around and talk to each other. It was very, very much like focus on whatever it is you're supposed to be doing because Jimmy's in a bad mood. And if he sees that, he might fly off the fucking handle. End quote.
As someone who's trying to be an actor, and Jimmy Fallon being a host of a show that all actors try to get on one day, I have no comment.
Jerry Seinfeld has come to his defense. I read that just before we came live, so I don't know what the comments were.
Oh. Okay, well, maybe there's more to it than meets the eye.
Speaking of coming into defense, my next story to bring everybody else down again was not great news. I mean, not really bringing you down, but Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have come to the defense of Danny Masterson and his character after being sentenced to 30 years to life for 2 of 3 forcible rape charges that took place back in between 2001 and 2003. On the opposite end of that coin, others are praising Topher Grace and apologizing, saying, "Hey, we just thought you were a douchebag. Didn't want to hang out with the cast."
Ashton and Mila stuck up for him.
They spoke on behalf of his character during the time they knew him.
Okay. I mean, okay, I guess. Yeah, I mean, and there might be more to the story. They could have followed that up. They could have followed it up, and the quote we could have
guilty or not, because I'm not going to make any assumptions. I don't know the evidence. People that do these types of things, they're nice to their friends.
Yeah,
you know, they don't act like a rapist around their friends. So
yeah.
To speak on one's character, you speak on what you know, and
Exactly.
People can be different people. You know, I'm not speaking about
Exactly.
Danny Masterson now. I'm just speaking about people in general.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, all those serial killers all had friends and families, right?
And he was the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had fucking bodies under the house. Of course he's fucking being nice to you.
That's why you need to watch the traitors. The guys that are the nicest are always the traitors. Just putting it out there. Spoilers. SAG-AFTRA says that they're seeking a second strike against video game companies now. It's getting to be a lot. Pay them, especially in the video games, because they don't get paid worth shit. Voiceover actors, period, don't get paid shit. But if you're doing video games, especially now, they want you doing full acting for video games now. They put you in the mocap suits. It's not just heading in the booth like the old days. You put on the headphones and you're like doing a cartoon. You're fully out there. You're doing the moves. So, and with video games, you're saying, people are like, oh, you're just reading the script. Yo, you know how many times you got to go, all these stupid little like grunts and groans and yells and cries, and it just adds up. And I'm not saying this is fucking laborious work, but it's time consuming. It's your voice, your vocal box, that is your fucking tool of choice. So you got to keep it, you know, as healthy as possible. And you know, just pay the people. If you're any company, whether it's fucking HBO Max, fucking Disney, or fucking Walmart, and you're making fucking billions and billions of dollars, pay the people that are helping you make those billions and billions of dollars. Pay your workers and pay the people that are fucking making those fucking clothes or whatever else for you that's going in there. My thing. I don't know why I preach every week. I don't like it anymore.
We need backup dancers.
We do. Preach.
Organ player.
Did you ever watch Suits?
I didn't.
No. Oh. Well, I watched Suits when it came out on
More of a
USA.
t-shirt guy.
What's that?
More of a t-shirt guy.
I meant the Suits. You know, Princess Meghan Markle, way there. That's where she got her big start there. Well, I think she got a big start actually on
Deal or No Deal?
Yes, exactly. And then she got on to Suits, which was filmed in Toronto there. And right on the far right there, oh, I always forget, Gina Torres. Do you know who her husband is?
Borat, I believe.
No, Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh.
Borat. Close. I mean, so close.
I didn't mean Sacha Baron Cohen. I thought it was Borat.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
I'm having trouble with this fictional, non-fictional thing still.
You always do. You always do. So I'm sure you heard Suits is like the #1 show on streaming services over the last few weeks. I don't know. It's having this huge resurgence. People are just finding it. Between the 8 seasons on Netflix and 9 seasons on Peacock, it's the #1 show on streaming right now.
It's on the cock.
It's on the cock. There is a suit on your cock, on the cock. The latest streaming data from Nielsen has revealed yet another record for Suits. This, according to comicbook.com. From August 7th through August 13th, Suits was viewed for 3 billion minutes across both services. That makes the 7th consecutive week Suits crossed 3 billion minutes, making it the only TV series to ever do so, at least according to the Nielsen numbers. Like, that show lasted eight seasons.
Does it have anything to do with the Zoot Suit riots?
No, but it should. Oh, speaking of Zoot Suits, you know what somebody said to me today? And I thought of you immediately. Oh my God, what was the quote? Oh, you shot off my you like to hit people with trash cans, do you? Well, now I got to cut you. And I looked over, and the biggest smile on my face, I was like, no, you didn't. You did not just quote fucking Della Reese from Harlem Nights. And he's like, I fucking did. It was just a good moment.
Love that movie.
People just don't get it. People do. We are going to add that piece just to the videos here, just so we could show people when we want to. It's going to be just like another one of my favorites. Oh, it's gone. Who deleted it? Oh, nobody did.
Hated it.
Hated it. All right. That's it for the Suits story. Go watch Suits if you haven't watched it. Canadian, good story. Last story of the fucking day, and this one was added because of Steve. We all know that the inspiration for Johnny Cage back in the original Mortal Kombat was based on Jean-Claude Van Damme's character in Bloodsport. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally happened. MK1 has added Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny fucking Cage, and it's JCVD himself doing the voiceover and everything. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, head on over to Ryan's All Things Geek on Facebook, and we've got it posted up there with a bunch of other trailers and silly memes. You
told me never to commit myself to one style, to keep an open mind.
Oh, sorry. I was doing Bolo. He doesn't talk. And that's what I'm not doing. All right.
Okay, USA.
Okay, USA. Oh, my God. Yes, Ray Jackson was great as well. Great movie. Bloodsport. Go watch it, folks. Go watch it, kids, if you haven't. And if you watch that, make sure you follow that up with Kickboxer.
You crushed 13-year-old me, Don Gibb.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We love you. We love you.
We love you no matter what. And then, go watch Kickboxer after that and follow up that with
I just watched last night that Don Gibb was in fucking
Night Court.
Yeah, he was in that. Oh, Jesus. U.S. Marshals.
Oh, with Tommy Lee Jones and Wesley
the raid in the house at the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched that in a long minute.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, Don Gibb.
Oh, Don Gibb for the win. And we know Don Gibb is still kicking because we just interviewed him not too long ago. So good times. Yeah, he was a fun guy too. It was fun having him on there. Well, that's it, folks. I hope you had a good time. I'm happy that so many of you are all joining us at the end of our show. But hey,
Rewind. Go back.
Rewind, yeah. Just stop it and go back and watch it afterwards. But we gave you our top 5.
If you don't know what rewind means, go watch Be Kind Rewind and then come back and get at us.
Yeah, and then go try to find a Blockbuster or any type of video store anymore.
Oregon.
That movie is out too. And we'll probably review that someday soon. Either way, though, Steve's got to go pick up his daughter, and I got to go sleep.
Adulting.
I got to go sleep because my kids are off tonight. So, for the Wellandwingnut, it's your boy Zeus. Hope you all had a good time. Hope to see y'all next week. Have a good one. I'm first out.